This is KGO 810, Mark Thompson Show. I'm Mark. That's Brett. You heard from Fresh Face producer Albert. Chris is on the board on Fridays. We welcome a guy to our midst who is, he's an expert not only on movies and television, and he likes the superhero stuff. He likes these obscure comic book kind of movies where they turn into a franchise. He likes the subtitle stuff. He's really maybe one of the great movie reviewers and media reviewers I've ever met because of the breadth of legitimate love he has for all of these different genres. But, I mean, if that were just it, Brett, it would be enough. But he's a music critic, too. He loves drinking in the culture in other ways.
That's right.
He comes to us on a wave of rainbow. Yeah. He's Michael Snyder, everyone.
Hey there, Michael.
Hey, hi, Brett and Albert, and, of course, the main man, Mark. And no, I am not Lakshmi Singh. Have you ever heard Lakshmi sing? Because I never have. And I'm not Jack.
I get it.
I'm not Jack
Singh. I got it. Okay. I got it.
I'm not Jack Spear. No, this is not NPR. This is KGO. Guys, Florida, Freaky Florida, whatever it is, that segment you do on
Friday. Fabulous Florida. Thank you for listening. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm waiting for Governor Ron Boyd DeSantis, Florida's idiot-in-chief, to assure his constituents that Tropical Storm Fred will just blow away all the COVID. Come on, don't worry about this.
Yeah.
We need a hurricane to clean things up.
You do not know what you are talking about.
Hey, speaking of governors, why are some people trying so hard to recall Gavin Newsom? It's easy to recall him. He's the guy with the slick back hair, the gravelly voice, used to be married to a screaming lunatic. I know who this guy is. I don't understand the mentality behind it.
Yeah, it's gaining real momentum. Don't know. Your new daddy might be Larry Elder.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Elder. Do we need an elder in the role?
Apparently.
Governor?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway, so
what do you want to know about? You want to know about movies?
I do want to know about movies, and I know you're the guy who can. I feel like there was something I wanted to thank you for, a film that you recommended, but I'll think of it while you go. Go ahead.
Okay. Free Guy is a new film, and it's about video games and gaming in a way that the very entertaining and heartfelt Wreck-It Ralph animated movies are. Only Free Guy is a live-action comedy with a dollop of romance. Love the word dollop. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, is it, Chris? A ding? Yeah, all right. Dollop gets a ding. Go
anyway,
ahead.
it stars the ever-glib, boyishly good-looking, and somehow likable, though somewhat smarmy leading man Ryan Reynolds. Okay. There are two primary settings in Free Guy, a successful gaming company and the digital world inside the company's hit game Free City, which is kind of an urban RPG role-playing game that's like a jacked-up version of Grand Theft Auto. And in Free Guy, an NPC, a non-player character in the background of one of those often violent role-playing sequences that have people all over the world logging in and out, this character suddenly develops self-awareness and begins to see elements of the game that the real-world players see at their consoles. So Reynolds plays the NPC, a bank teller named Guy, who, like his best buddy, the bank security guard, he repeats these subroutines over and over again as chaos explodes around him until one day he tumbles for an attractive and active player in the game, the woman Guy always had talked to Buddy about wanting to find in their program dialogue. And so he's breaking free because he's actually smitten with this character. She's codenamed Molotov Girl, and she has a real-world agenda in the gaming industry. And this somehow sentient NPC who starts to obsess on her decides to be a hero and win her heart.
So this is happening inside the game?
Yes, inside the game. Okay. So there's a real-world player, this woman, and then there's the character who's basically not supposed to go outside of this loop of behavior.
But he's so into this woman that
he breaks through.
Okay.
So I was totally entertained by this thing. So Guy could either help her in her quest or derail the whole thing, and either thing could lead to him losing his unique and evolving consciousness and personality. So Reynolds is He's perfect here in the role of Guy, as perfect as when he dons the superhero guise of the wisecracking Deadpool. Molotov Girl and her real-world counterpart Millie are played by Jodie Comer, best known for her award-winning turn as the murderous psychopath in the series Killing Eve. This is light years from that. And her former real-world business partner in Free Guy is played by Joe Keery of the Stranger Things ensemble. Big things for him in this kind of movie. And Buddy the security guard is played by Lil Rel Howery, who is always entertaining.
He's terrific, yeah.
Oh, and one more thing, and a great turn as the villainous head of the game company, we got Taika Waititi, the hilarious New Zealand director and writer behind the movies What We Do in the Shadows and Thor Ragnarok. Free Guy is directed by Sean Levy. I think of A Night at the Museum of Fame. It's not earth-shattering, nor is it classic, but it's fun, funny, frothy, action-packed, and sweet-natured. Also, it's got a basket of Easter eggs and a few really cool cameos I won't spoil here. It is, dare I say it, the feel-good hit of the summer.
Wow, you really like it. So a character inside a video game falls in love with someone who's using the video game.
Right.
Brett, don't you want to ask a question here?
Is it based on a true story?
It's based on a true video game.
Thank you. Right. Anyway, moving on.
It's in theaters now. It plays well on the big screen, but I think it's going to be a lot of fun at home.
Free Guy, it's called. Free Guy.
Okay. All right. Respect is a biographical movie, a biopic about Lady Soul herself, Aretha Franklin, starring the very talented singer and flamboyant actress Jennifer Hudson. It benefits from including plenty of her timeless music well sung by Hudson. Choice selection, I mean, we're talking about a lifetime's worth of rhythm and blues and gospel-inspired hits. And there's goodwill that Aretha earned over the years as a civil rights activist, not to mention her basic decency, which we see was tested by some childhood trauma, including her parents' broken relationship and worse. But at best, the movie only covers a series of flashpoints in her life. It's kind of a by-the-numbers script from her youth as the daughter of Reverend C.L. Franklin, who was a preacher embedded in the civil rights movement, and her first manager, to her early romance with a very sly, seductive music business shark, to her career triumphs, including the recording of the title tune, to her embrace of a new romantic partner, to the damage done by personal frailties, including substance abuse, and then it stops in the mid-1970s. We never get to hear Hudson sing Freeway of Love. That gets no respect from me, my friend. Anyway.
I heard, by the way, that they, unlike most of these films, I think, in fact, all of the films that are like this, where they usually loop in or otherwise do the performances after,
right.
That they sang, that is to say, Hudson sang on the set, and all the songs there are recorded like in the moment that you're seeing them being performed.
She is a wonderful singer. Look, it's shown that Aretha has kids, although their provenance is not really that clear. We learn that she considered Martin Luther King, who was a comrade of her father, to be kind of like an uncle, and jazz singer Dinah Washington, another friend of her father, to be kind of like a godmother. There's so much to cover. So much seems left out, and what's there kind of skims the surface, although, all right, Hudson's singing performances are worth seeing. There's a lot of the same ground covered and done with more detail in the Aretha episodes of the Nat Geo miniseries Genius with Cynthia Erivo playing Aretha. Look, you got Forrest Whitaker, always good as the Reverend Franklin. Marlon Wayans is Riri's first husband, and of all people, Mark Maron, our pal Mark Maron, as Atlantic Records exec and producer Jerry Wexler. They're significant, but at best, they're accomplices to Hudson's showcase. I'll give her and Aretha the respect they deserve, even if Respect the movie didn't bowl me over like one of Franklin's immortal recordings. It's in theaters now. I'm sure it'll move to video at some point in the near future.
It's called Respect. Well, we are almost out of time. What else do you have for us?
You know, I did want to say quickly, we spoke after hours about a movie called 7 Days, and I thought it was, 9 days. It was 7 days ago. But I really thought it was a wonderful film, and I want to tell people about it briefly if we can, so they get a little handle on why it's wonderful. It almost defies classification. It's a quiet, lovely, often dark fantasy that suggests this strange limbo where chosen adjudicators interview modern unborn souls in human form over the course of these 9 days to decide who's worthy of getting a life on Earth.
Now, that's based on a true story, right?
Oh, man. Many true stories. The Will, who is the judge that's kind of assigned to this thing, is played in brilliant fashion by Winston Duke, who you may remember from Black Panther and Us. And he gives the part, the prickliness of a bureaucrat, the stern demeanor and kind of dogged determination of a prosecuting attorney, and the deep sadness of somebody who's seen too much. This all takes place in a netherworld in a small house, and the different potential souls that pass through are played by the likes of Bill Skarsgård and Zazie Beetz and Tony Hale. This is, I think, the first film by Edson Oda. He wrote and directed it, and boy, he put a lot of care, thought, and passion to bear in its making. It's the sort of movie that sticks with you long after you watched it. Again, it's in theaters only for now, but it will be ideal for home viewing.
Wow, it's called 9 Days.
Yeah, 9 Days. I really thought it was a wonderful film.
30 seconds more. What do you have?
Ted Lasso is back on Apple TV, and it's a second season there. And I'm not ashamed to say that aside from the warmth and cozy humor that Jason Sudeikis gives this fish-out-of-water Ted guy, the American football coach now running a British soccer team, I find myself very moved by the romance depicted between retired soccer star Roy Kent, played by Brett Goldstein, and former social media influencer turned PR girl Keely, played by Juno Temple. Their relationship, they're like joy bombs over the course of Ted Lasso. I loved it. And one more quick note, McCartney 321, for you music fans, is a series of 6 half-hour episodes on Hulu with loose anecdote-laden conversations with producer Rick Rubin with Paul McCartney about McCartney's career as a musician, done in a studio with access to McCartney and Beatles master tapes that they listen to and break down. Oh, Lordy, it's fascinating and great archival sound.
I've heard that from so many that it's magnificent. McCartney 321, 9 Days, you really liked. It's in theaters now. Respect, you thought, wow, great performances. If you want to hear Jennifer Hudson really just belt it out, it's great. But somehow the overall thing didn't quite hang together for you with enough detail, it sounded like, that you to make you happy. But you didn't hate it. You just thought it's a little disappointing. Free Guy you really liked.
I liked it plenty. And if you want to feel good, Ted Lasso on Apple. Oh, it's such a wonderful ride.
That's right. Well, who wants to feel good? I don't know.
Come on.
No, I'm just being honest. I don't
you
think,
need the feel-good vaccine. Ted Lasso is the feel-good vaccine you're looking for.
All right. Well, Michael, we love your visits, and you always do stay for our After Hours podcast, which we do on Fridays, and then Michael recommends even some other things we hadn't had time for. So appreciate you so much. You can read Michael as the Culture Blaster on Twitter, on YouTube. And you can read his column in the Marina Times. He regularly does the Coastal Commuter column, and he comes and leaves on the rainbow. Bye, Michael. Fairly well.
Take care, Michael.